Morning, folks. NTV Chief Meteorologist Eddie Shear here with a quick weather update. Now 8:51 a.m. January 29th, 2016. Getting a look at the current weather alerts for the island. Blizzard warnings in place, blowing snow advisories in place, winter storm warnings, freezing rain warnings, rainfall warnings, and a special weather statement. This is all for the incoming weather tonight through the day tomorrow. Also a wind warning in place for Clarenville and the Bonavista Peninsula as wind gusts tomorrow in that area will encroach on 110 kilometers per hour during the afternoon. I would not be surprised if that gets extended eastward. Breaking down the forecast for you as we go through the day today. Snow arrives, it looks like early this afternoon for the Burin and southern Avalon, spreading into the metro by 2 or 3 o'clock this afternoon. The commute home is going to be messy. And notice the messy mix already showing up on the southeast Avalon by 5 o'clock this evening. The question is, how far north does that make it? How quickly does it move north? And do we see that change terrain quickly, or do we see this icy mix in pink there hanging on for a while? I'm leaning towards that. So by 8 o'clock, snow across much of eastern Newfoundland getting back to the west coast, and the Avalon, at least most of it, is seeing the snow transition over to freezing rain after 4 or 5 hours of very heavy snowfall. By 11 o'clock, still seeing the icy mix. Now, it could be rather heavy. Notice these yellows here. That is all heavy precipitation. Now, just because it's showing the mix doesn't mean it's not heavy. It's going to be a heavy mix or heavy freezing rain once this gets going tonight. Just west of that mix line, very heavy snow falling potentially for Clarenville, Bonavista Peninsula, Connaigre region. Keep in mind, though, if the low track's farther west, that mix line would also go a little farther west tonight. By 2 a.m., still seeing heavy snow across much of central northeastern Newfoundland. Still potentially freezing rain across the Avalon, although it looks like the heaviest has moved east. By 4 a.m., the colder air beginning to wrap back in. Still seeing the icy mix across the eastern Avalon. And it looks like by tomorrow morning, we are still seeing snow across northeastern Newfoundland. Possibly some lingering flurries across the Avalon. And as we go through tomorrow, it looks like the snow begins to wind down by evening. So everyone's wondering, how much snow are we going to see? Well, this is the snow accumulation from the RGEM for the next 36 hours. Notice as we go into Saturday morning, we're talking already 40 centimeters almost in Terra Nova. Only 10 in St. John's, 15 St. Lawrence, 25 Burgeo. This forecast matches what I was thinking yesterday. It looks like by the time we're all said and done tomorrow night, perhaps almost 50 centimeters in Terra Nova. Now keep in mind, if the low track's farther west, that heavy band was set up farther west. So it looks like the Gander, Terra Nova, perhaps Bishop's Falls, Grand Falls-Windsor area could be all under the gun for about 40 to 50 centimeters of snow. The question after that is, where does the ice accumulation end? Where does that set up? Well, this model is showing ice accumulation overnight tonight into the beginning of Saturday, mainly this evening into the overnight. Very significant icing amounts, almost 17 centimeters. This RGEM model is picking up at Harbor Breton, nearly 8 centimeters in St. Lawrence, nearly 11 in St. John's. If we have this much freezing rain, folks, that's what this model is showing, some power outages certainly could be a good bet in spots tonight, especially once the wind begins to pick up, and the wind will certainly pick up. Watch what happens as we go through tonight. Winds gusting to 100 kilometers per hour on the south coast. Not quite as bad on the east coast because the low is encroaching on us, but on the Avalon Peninsula, Burin Peninsula, 84 kilometer an hour winds by midnight tonight. By tomorrow morning, the low begins to pull away, and those winds really begin to ramp up. 93 kilometer an hour winds in Bonavista tomorrow. Those are gusts. 99, Cape Race, St. John's gusting to 60 tomorrow morning. And then as we go through the day tomorrow, the winds begin to back off, but they will still be gusty as the low does begin to pull away. So that's currently how it's looking. I'll have a full forecast update for you later this afternoon once I get my hands around the forecast and really get a look at the current patterns. I'm also going to be on NTV Newsday talking about the incoming weather as well. Have a great day, and I'll see you all later.